Hello and welcome to Maths with Jacob. This lesson will focus on angles part 2. This video is a continuation of the previous video. We will look at different angles as measured by degrees, and we will give examples to show where these angles appear in real life. So this is just an extension of the previous video. Examples of sharp angles. We saw these diagrams in the previous video, but I didn't have these numbers. That's 45 degrees. So we measure degrees. We can do that using numbers, and we can see that that's a sharp angle. 60 degrees, we can see that as a sharp angle. Here's another example, 55 degrees, sharp angle, and 56 degrees, a sharp angle. Example of blunt angles. See, they're large, 130, that's quite a large angle. That's why that's a blunt angle. And 112 degrees, that's also an example of a blunt angle. Angles in real life, let's look at the sharp angles first, the sharp ones. If you look at the two hands of the clock, that's a perfect example of a sharp angle. It's a small angle, and that's a sharp point there. If you look at the two cutting edges of the scissors, just those two there, that's a small angle, and that's a sharp angle. Each of these sections here on the dartboard, they're quite small, aren't they? Those angles. So they're examples of sharp angles. When you cut out a small piece of pizza, that is definitely a sharp angle. The blunt angles in real life. If you look at this one, which is the hour hand and the minute hand, for example, what would that be? 20 past 11, that angle is a blunt angle. If you look at the coat hanger and you look at those two arms there, blunt angle. If you look at this gate, where this section here, that's like a brace. It stops the gate from wobbling. There's a perfect example of a blunt angle. When the scissors is open very wide, look at that perfect example of a blunt angle. And for the roof truss, here is a perfect example of a blunt angle. In real life, you also have what you call square angles. A tennis court has many square angles. That's just one there. See that? Here's another one here. A lot of square angles on a tennis court. A window has many square angles. It's neither sharp nor blunt. That's why they call them square angles. The door, square angle. The faces of the cube, a lot of square angles there. So basically the angles in a square, 90, 90, 90 and 90, they're called square angles. The angles in a rectangle, 90, 90, 90 and 90, they are also square angles. So square angles are neither sharp nor blunt. So basically what we've learned is this, if you just put 2 and 2 together, if angles are less than 90 degrees, they are sharp angles. If angles are greater than 90 degrees, they are blunt angles. And I'm sure your teachers will carry on with that and explain it a little bit further.